Hey everybody, Josh here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be kind of a special video. For those of you who don't know, I'm an instructor over at Course Careers. I teach a course on how to get into IT as fast as possible. And today's video, I'm going to be interviewing James, and he's the actual first person to graduate from this course and the first person to subsequently get a job after graduating. So it should be pretty interesting. I'm going to be asking him these questions, so feel free to use the bookmarks to kind of jump around. I'll put links in the description for James's socials as well as a link to the Course Careers course. Let's get started. I brought James on the channel. As you already know, my name's Josh. I'm a YouTuber. Also, I'm a Course Careers instructor for the IT course. And we have James here with us. He just finished the course. So like last month or so?
Yep.
Yeah, and he agreed to come on here and be interviewed. And he was actually the first person, I believe, to finish the course. And he finished it really quickly. So welcome and thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the interview.
Yeah. And before we get started, I want to talk about it early on. You have a YouTube, right? You created one kind of recently.
I did. And the only reason I created the YouTube channel was for the GitHub portion of the Course Careers. And I remember you telling me that if I'm going to use videos to show my work was through making a YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend. So part of the course, we set up like a portfolio using GitHub, and I kind of recommended, I'm like, it's really nice if you make your own videos and kind of, showcase your projects and stuff. And that's what he did. So what's your channel? Is it just like your name, or how can people find you on there?
I think my channel is James J. Grizz. I will try to post more videos on there, try to be more interactive with the content creating side.
Sounds good. And then I'll get the link and I'll put it in the description or something like this. So
gotcha.
Cool. So oh yeah, and I am interviewing James because he actually got a job after graduating the course. So I wanted to ask, like, before you got into the course in the IT, what were you doing as far as like your career and jobs go?
Man, I was all over. Before I was a union carpenter, and work was getting really slow. Laid off, calling job site to job site. Still wasn't no work going on. So then I started driving full time as a medical carrier, and it was real sweet job, but I was driving a lot. Like sometimes to make my daily quota, I would have to drive like 12 hours a day or 13 hours a day if the workload was slow. I remember one time I drove 16 hours straight.
Dang, that sounds unhealthy.
Yeah, so I was on the road a whole lot. I didn't like it. My wife didn't like it. And when I came across IT, I was watching this one YouTube channel called name's Anthony O'Neill.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Yeah, I was Anthony O'Neill, and he interviewed a guy about being into tech and how lucrative it is, and he actually brought up Course Careers. And that's what made me in the Course Careers, yeah.
Oh, nice. Cool. So how long, if you remember, how long did it take you to complete the course from the time you enrolled to the time you finished the exam? Do you remember?
It took me about a week and a half.
It was so fast. I didn't intend for that when I was making the course. So I was like, what?
Yeah, about a week. And it probably would have been sooner, but when I first registered, it was for the sales, the sales course, what is it, sales developmental rep?
Yeah.
That's how it is. Like, I didn't even know that Course Careers had an IT course. Like, I just stumbled on and hit the little orange button by mistake. And then I seen IT technology, and I was like, okay, I'd much rather do this than...
It was like brand new by the time you registered, I think. So then you were like one of the first-ish people in there.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just about a week and a half. Yeah. And compared to the sales course, it's like way shorter. Oh, yeah. Like way shorter. So I'm like, all right, this is manageable.
And you did it on an iPad too, right? All the labs and stuff also?
I did everything on an iPad.
I didn't intend for that. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, I did the whole course on an iPad.
Cool. And then, so do you remember from the time that you graduated to the time you got for the time, I guess, that you got your first job offer and then finally the one you accepted, do you know how long, I guess, that took you to find a job?
So I completed the program October 20th. I think I got my first interview within about I want to say like another week, maybe like week and a half going into November.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to remember the name of the first agency. It was called Lucas IT. I got my little notes right here.
Oh,
It's
nice.
called Lucas. Yeah, it's called the first place was Lucas IT Staffing Agency. I got an interview with them, and then I also got another interview with a company called Robert Half. Got an email, but that one didn't fall through. And
Mm.
then the one that I ended up accepting was Marikey.
Okay.
Now, funny story about this. When I applied to Marikey, at the bottom of the page, I see that they were formerly known as NHS. I used to work for NHS about like 5, 6 years ago before I got into the Carpenters Union.
Mm.
And I was working as a DSP. So I applied, and I had got a text message from first I got the email from the hiring manager, and she asked me, when's a good time to schedule interviews, and also when's a good time. What am I looking to be paid?
Mm.
Like my pay rate. And then I gave her all of my information, and then we end up texting.
Do you remember if you got other offers and you're just kind of like waiting to see if you would find a good one, or you just accepted that one first?
I was just trying to get my foot in the door. So whoever gave me the first job offer, I was on it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get my foot in the door, learn the business, get my experience. Like, I'm just starting out. I'm not too picky.
Yeah. That's kind of how I do too. When I'm trying to break into something, I tend to prioritize just getting experience first before like anything else, so I can understand like just
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And they
That
sound like a nice company, anyways.
they are. They are.
And then do you feel comfortable with like a ballpark of the salary? And did you negotiate salary at all a little bit, or how did that go?
Like I said, they I don't mind putting this information out. They said they was going to start me off with 22, 26 an hour. And for a person that's very, very, very new in the IT field, no field experience. The only experience I have in IT is course careers.
Oh, wow. That's so good.
So yeah, so to me that's real good, entry level. So like I said, I'm just getting my foot in the door. As long as I was making somewhere in the 20s, like I wasn't gonna lowball myself too much, because I know around that area when it comes to tech, 20s and up is what they pay.
Gotcha.
Now,
Shit, for your area.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm comfortable with that. Like, I know even for entry level coming in, I should at least be starting with 20. So once I heard 22, I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that. Like I said, I'm pretty much starting from the bottom. I don't have no experience, besides course careers and all the training. So
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
It's
And I
good.
got that job quick.
Yeah, that's the good part. You really save on opportunity cost, because the
Hmm.
maybe course was like $500, and then you got a job like really soon afterwards, and then you can kind
Yeah.
of get your experience, and I think that's totally fine. I think it's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Now once I get some experience, then I can pick and up my price.
yeah. Plus your YouTube gonna help too for sure.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use the YouTube. Studying for my CompTIA A+. So right now I'll take the low numbers, but once I get up there, yesterday's price is
Mm.
not today's price. That's
Yeah.
like Fat Joe said. Yeah.
That's funny. Was there any part of course careers that you found particularly helpful for creating like your resume and like getting the job ultimately? Anything that stands out to you?
The resume did help, because when I created my own resume, it was pretty lengthy. So just seeing how you format your resume, shortening it up, that helped a lot. The interview portion of course careers, I kind of knew what questions to expect,
Hmm.
that also helped a lot. And also the GitHub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the GitHub portion, being able to be like, hey, I have experience with Active Directory. I have experience with a ticketing system, OS Ticket. I have experience with Microsoft Azure, VM, virtual machines, I'm able to like physically show them those things.
Yeah. Oh,
So that those three things helped out a lot.
do you mind if I show your portfolio in this video somewhere?
No, no.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll like edit it. I'll edit it in.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then did you have like what was your most favorite part of the course, and then the most difficult part of the course? Like what comes to mind for those two things?
So my most favorite part of the course, I'm gonna say, is the whole course.
Well, thanks.
And the reason being because everything that we went over throughout the courses, it's relevant to what it is that I'm going to be doing. It's everything is relevant. From the GitHub, if you're trying to find a job so you can showcase your work. The Active Directory, all of the labs is relevant because I'm really am going to be using Active Directory. I really am going to be using a ticketing system.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So it's like all of those things is relevant. Even down to IP addresses and the different parts of the computer. Like if you landed a tech job and you're going to be working on computers, like physically replacing them or anything like that, replacing parts, upgrading servers, printers, like pretty much everything that we covered in the course taught you how to do it. So everything is applicable. The hardest part was just OS ticket.
oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
like a 1,000 steps to try to download that one ticketing system.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's about it.
Yeah. I tried to make the course. I know the CompTIA is good. I'm not saying they're bad, but their thing is like kind of broad, and there's a lot of theory. So with Course Careers, I tried to only include stuff that is probably on most entry-level jobs, and then I tried to go deep in those topics. So I'm glad that kind of ended up being the case. I'm happy to hear that from you. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and OS ticket was it's really complicated. I was actually worried when I was making that lab because I was like, this is a lot of steps. I wonder if people are gonna like complain about this. But it was a lot, but people seem to be able to get through it, including you. So I was happy, and on an iPad as well. So on
the iPad.
It was impressive.
Yeah, I definitely got through it. I was like, man, I hope I ain't got to do this out in the field.
Oh yeah, they'll probably give you a laptop. Oh, they did, right? They gave you a laptop somewhere.
Yep,
yeah.
I got a laptop. I got a laptop with everything already on it.
So do you have any future plans, if I might ask, for like future certifications or like future jobs or anything like this?
Well, right now I'm studying for the CompTIA A+. So I'm like actually working on that right now. When I've been watching the videos that you recommended, with Professor Messer.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm looking at that. I'm on YouTube. I'm gonna use the Anki to create the flashcards. I've been doing that, and I'm so new to tech. So it was like, should I do cybersecurity or networking? Like I'm leaning more like towards the cybersecurity because ultimately I just want to make good money and be comfortable doing it. And that was my whole reason for getting into tech. Like I'm tired of driving hours and hours upon hours.
Yeah.
And the carpentry was good. Like I didn't mind it, but it was I need something stable. It was like the layoffs. So you get laid off, you don't know when you're going back to work. Sometime, unless you're like really, 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 really plugged in.
Yeah, I feel you.
And see, and that's another thing. Like when I went to Indeed, when I went to LinkedIn, when I went to ZipRecruiter, I type in help desk, and there's like jobs upon jobs upon jobs.
Yeah,
like a lot. And it's like compared to the union. I remember like last year, I think I called like every company like in Philly, like went out to job sites and everything. Sorry, we're not hiring. We're not hiring. We're not hiring. And I was laid off for like 6 months.
Dang.
Yeah, like it was hard, very, very hard. I think it was like the year before that, but it was tough. It was real tough versus me having no experience, went through Course Careers and got a job within like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you did a great job with all that, the execution of the job hunt and all that. So good job.
Mm-hmm. I tell people it's a numbers game. Like it's a numbers game. Once you graduate, put in as many applications as you possibly can. You know, do as many interviews as you possibly can. Like let me see. It was Lucas IT staffing. It was the other one that I mentioned. Let me go to my notes. What's the name of that one again? Robert Half. I think there was another company that reached out to me. So it was like the week after I graduated course careers, the next week interview, the next week interview. And then it's like ultimately Marikey had reached out to me. And I didn't do nothing special. I just applied like crazy.
Mm-mm. Do you know,
Like
did you use that application tracking, like the template to keep track of them, or you don't have to use that?
I just wrote it down on paper.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I wrote it down on paper, you know, like initially, like if I didn't have my cell phone on me and they reached out, and then I put it in my notes.
Mm-mm.
So when they call, you know, I could pull up my notes. Hey, we're calling from this such and such. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I just use my notes on my cell phone or a piece of paper.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any before we wrap up the interview, is there anything else you want to like say or share your Instagram or follow you? You have a LinkedIn, right? So I'll put that in the description if it's okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. Yep. So James J. Grizz, and you'll see me with my Linux shirt on, holding the saw. That's how it's me.
Cool.
On the job site.
Cool. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for the interview. Really appreciate it. Glad to have you
Thank
for
you
my first. Yeah, no problem. Thanks so much.
All right. Appreciate it. Anytime.
See you later. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the links in the description for James's socials, as well as the Course Careers course on how to get into IT as fast as possible. See you in the next video.